first thing I'm going to do is introduce you to Mr. Dan Moore, who has a document to read. And Mr. Moore is the Director of External and Government Relations for the University.
I just want to take a moment to recognize Dr. Gillespie. More importantly, provide him with this recognition from Governor Wolf, who's a much higher pay grade than I am. I did not know Chip before the planning for this event started, but what a guy, and what an asset for Bloomsburg and Bloomsburg University. Somebody who just has incredibly deep roots that he has not forgotten with us. He's been so generous with his time, with his talent, and it's just my pleasure to be here on behalf of the President's office to thank him and provide him with this recognition. So I just want to read this quickly. Dear Dr. Charles Gillespie, I'm honored to recognize you for your art exhibit at the Greenlee Center in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has a proud tradition of personal excellence, and the talent you have demonstrated embodies that tradition. You have proven the value of passion, hard work, and determination, and have exemplified the values and traditions of the Commonwealth. Art transcends culture, age, race, and unites communities. Your breathtaking equestrian art represents a lifelong journey of art and exploration that is a celebration of Pennsylvania's long history of the sport. I'm confident that you will continue to represent Pennsylvania with great honor and distinction. Our Commonwealth is proud of your achievements, and I'm certain that you will be an inspiration for others for many years to come. As Governor and on behalf of the citizens of the Commonwealth, I'm delighted to congratulate you on this outstanding achievement. Please accept my best wishes for continued success, Governor Tom Wolf.
I want to thank you for being here, because I know time is precious, and hopefully when I start talking about how I make the art, that if you have any questions at all, that you can raise your hand and interrupt us. Thank you. I want to encourage the youth of Bloomsburg University, and I know that they're going to be full of rejected times in their life, because they're creative people, and creative people are usually not in the norm. They're not normal people, and normal people sometimes don't appreciate or understand that creative people are different, and it's a gift, and they don't always respect it. However, they will go to the creative people when they run into a problem that has never been solved before. People, they don't understand the ideas, let alone understand the people who put them forward. And my dissertation, doctoral dissertation that I did when I was a student here at Bloomsburg University, had to do with teaching people who didn't like abstract art to understand the fundamentals, the elements and principles of design, which are line, color, value, space, mass, texture, light. And the design principles are proportion, variety, repetition, balance, and symmetry, and visual rhythm. So let's take, for example, a drawing, and you have positive weight, visual weight, and negative space. And what you have to do is you have to balance out the visual weight to the negative space in order to create some kind of aesthetic balance. Now, of these design principles, one was added by me, and it was when I was teaching elementary school. And we blindfolded and got out the figure paint paper and put one color of figure paint on the right hand, one different color on the left hand, with the blindfold, and the music starts. And then music finishes. We set it aside. We get another piece of paper, same color figure paint, same color figure paint, same blindfold, different music. And then after that, blindfold off, we put the two together, and you'll be able to recognize visual rhythm. It's there. Creativity kind of go anywhere. Sometimes it pops up like whack-a-mole. It can be outside your area of expertise. And there's all kinds of things where science gets affected by creativity, and creativity benefits from science. Let's say we have two things, a radio and a clock, and out of creativity, you combine them. Well, in order to make it work, you're going to have a scientist come in, or an engineer, to figure out how you're going to make the alarm go and the music play on and off with a timer. The idea is there, but you can't always do it all by yourself. For my work, when I was in my 20s, abstract expressionism was what everybody was doing. Abstract expression, or ABX, is where you're flinging paint or you're drooling down the canvas. And then the reaction was, well, a monkey with a banana could do that. You know, let's get back to making some art that we can recognize, reality. And as a result, photorealism was created. And photorealism was where somebody took a photograph of something shiny, like a blob of water, or a Christmas tree ornament, or a chrome bumper, and then attempted to reproduce it in some medium like acrylic paint or colored pencil. And I thought, well, you know, that's nice, but why not just take a photo? Why would you want to reproduce the same thing in a different medium? And that's why I chose hyperrealism, because I thought, you know, I could put more detail in it than what the camera could see. The idea of a cartoon is not new. Michelangelo used cartoons. He had his paper, and then he took a wheel, it's called a Ponce tool. He ran that around the black lines, and then he got a bag of charcoal dust. He'd climb up, he'd attach the paper, he'd smack the charcoal dust in the Ponce holes, then he would take down the paper, and the Ponce charcoal would have his cartoon now transferred to the ceiling. And so all he had to do was take his wet plaster and do a section, and then add the pigment. It's kind of the same thing I do. Once you get your cartoon down and you make your changes, then, like the Sistine Chapel ceiling, you don't have to put plaster over everything. You just have to put it on in a place where it's going to be able to absorb your pigment. And so what I would do is, if I was going to, like do this area right here, I would go in and I would erase the cartoon line. I use a 2B pencil. It's a little bit too soft, too hard. It's just right. And then I erase it, and then I go in with my color and mark with graphite. So I had to erase the graphite and remember where the lines were in order to get the ripple of the bit. And then after all the colors are down, a lot of times in order to blend it, I'll just take an eraser. And I use an eraser that's made in Japan, and it has sand mixed in with it. I think the name of it is Taibo, and they'll even erase ink. And they have enough abrasion that if you're not careful, you might erase a hole in your paper. But what they'll do is take out all of the unwanted stuff, like maybe you were too harsh with your orange and you wanted to kind of bring it down a little. So they erase it, and then it blends, and then when you put your hair on with a different pencil, it's more like an individual line, like I use for manes and tails. And that is how the hair is added. I want to thank you all for coming, and if you have any more questions, you can ask me later. And enjoy the notes. Even if you're here for